Namo Amir Butsu. Namo Amir Butsu. Namo Amir Butsu. Namandabuts. Namandabuts.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this morning's service. It's if no one has said good morning to you, well, let me be the first. And if no one has said happy May to you as well, let me also be the first. This is our first service in the month of May, so we're right in the middle of spring now. Kids are probably getting ready to go ahead and eject out of school very soon, which is making the parents very nervous. But other than that, we're all, of course, very happy to see you here every Sunday morning, those of you who are able to make it, and those of you who are able to join us on the live stream. This service is our monthly Shotsuki Hoyo service, our monthly memorial, where we will be honoring and reading the names of temple members, friends, and family who have passed away in the month of May. As well as continuing with our regularly scheduled Dharma family service. So, today's service will be officiated by Reverend Sterling Davenport. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold, so you might hear that quite a bit throughout the service. But I'm Rick Cheeks, and I'm here with my family who is officiating the service with me, which is Angela and Flynn. And this morning we are being accompanied, of course, with the beautiful sounds of acoustic guitar by Mr. Robert Yamamoto. I would like to now ask Angela to come up and go ahead and announce what's happening next, because that's what it says on my script here.
Hello, we will now have our fruit and floral offering by our pre-K through second grade class. We will now have silent meditation led by Reverend Sterling.
Just as the soft rains fill the streams, pour into the rivers, and join together in the oceans, so may the power of every moment of your goodness flow forth to awaken and heal all beings. Those here now, those gone before, those yet to come. By the power of every moment of your goodness, May your heart's wishes be soon fulfilled, as completely shining as the brilliant full moon, as magically as by a wish-fulfilling gem. By the power of every moment of your goodness, may all dangers be averted and all disease be gone. May no obstacle come across your way. May you enjoy fulfillment and long life. For all in whose heart dwells respect, who follow the wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha, may your life prosper in the four blessings of old age, beauty, happiness, and strength. Please join me in Gasho. We'll replace our palms together and recite the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Namandabuts, 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 Namandabuts.
Reverend Sterling will now come forward to read the names of the Shotsuki Hoyo family for the month of May. Reverend Sterling will also give some instruction on what will be happening during the sutra chanting and how you can honor loved ones who passed away in the month of May. Sensei?
At this time, I will read the May Shotsuki list. If you hear the name of a loved one, family, or friend, please, I welcome you to offer incense and our central burner here. And then at the end, if anyone has passed in this month that was not on this list, I invite you to also offer incense as well. Helen Sasaki, Elaine Keiko Otsuji, Fumi Ohara, Jeanette Dutton, Moto Tsuneyoshi, Steve Tomiyama, Yoshiaki Gunji, Frederick Ichiro Suji, Leora Chieko Hamada, Toshiko Takagi, Kuniko Denton, Peggy Fumiko Surudome, Jane Kozuye Yagade, Setsuko Yada, George Yada, William Perkinson Jr., Arlene Shizue Hirata, George Masato Uda, Chonja Lee Haruko Bollock, John Ernest Benson, Phoebe Wadzinski, Tiffany Wadzinski, Horace Shigeto Koga, Masako Falk, Misao Nakagawa Moriyama, Donald Hamilton Estes, Katsumi Takashima, Jane Akime Obayashi, Matsue Ishino, Sanae Gutzman, Noboru Yamamoto, George Higuchi, Tamiko Iwashita, Roy Morinaka, Yukie Yagade, Paul Yoshimasa Naito, Mikazu Kamenaka, Harumi Hokanson, Agnes Masae Kishi, Ichie Ochi, James Yamaguchi, Yoshio Koike, Mary Beth Emmett, Momoyo Amano, Kazu Scott, Morizo Fujimoto, Shizue Koba, Hisashi Ozaki, Hiroko Kitada, Carol James, Carl M. Oka, Kuni Higuchi, Hisayo Fujimoto, Kakuye Yamada, Shizue Saito, Hatsuko Miyamoto, Mitsuko Iguchi, Reverend Gikan Nishinaga, Sume Takashima, Magatotaro Adachi, Shoichi Hamatake, Seiko Fujimoto, Tamiko Mamiya, Hiroshi Mayumi, Asao Tanaka, Yoshi Morimoto, Moritaka Tsuneyoshi, Osamu Amano, Richard Ijima Jr., Zenmatsu Yagura, Kisemon Kato, Fujiye Oya, Gohei Tomiyama, Yasukichi Fujimoto, Jirosuke Nishiyue, Kumatoro Kimura, Tsuneko Masumoto, Nasuemon Ishizuka, Mary Koba. And at this time, if your loved one or a friend that has recently passed in the month of May was not on this list, I offer you the moment to offer incense in their memory.
To those of you who came to remember family members who passed in the month of May, may you find comfort among the Sangha and remembering them here in our sanctuary today. We will now have the reading of the chanting of the Sutra Sambutsuge, led by Reverend Sterling, which can be found on page 44 of our service book.
Gengi sha nichigan mani shuko enyo kai shin non pe yunyaku jumoku nyorai yogen Shosei murin shogakudayon koru jipo kaimon shojin sanmai chie itokumuro shushokeu jintai zenin shobun hokai gujin jin no kugo gaitai mumyo yokunu seson yomu nino shishi jintokumuro kukun kodai chie jinmyo komyo iso shindo daisen ganga sabun zai shoho kado shoji mi fuge dan fu se jo i kai nin shojin nyoze san mai chi e ijo go se tokubutsu fugyo shigan isai kuku isadayan keshi ubun hyakusen no kuman muro daisho shunyo goja kuyo isai shito shobun funyo gudo gensho fugyaku hinyo goja shobun sekai bufu kage musho sendo komyo shisho henshi shoko nyoze shojin ijin nanro roga sabin kokudo dai ichigo shukimyo dojo chozen kokunyo nayon nimu tosho gato aimin dodan nisai jipo raisho shinen shojo ito ga koku keraku anon kobun shinmyo zega shinsho hongan no hi riki shosho yoku jipo seson chie muge joro shison chiga shingyo kero shinshi shoku dokuchu gagyo shojin ninju Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
It's now time for our Dharma School message this morning, which will be given to us by Reverend Sterling.
Good morning, everyone. If you please join me in Gasho, where we place our palms together and say and hear the words of Shinran Shonin. Such is the benevolence of Amida's great compassion that we must strive to return it, even to the breaking of our bodies. Such is the benevolence of the masters and true teachers that we must endeavor to repay it, even to our bones becoming dust. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Greeting, everyone. Does anyone know where that's from? Anyone? We don't read the translation very much in English. Ondoko-san, yes. So, we chant Ondoko-san every service, but we don't usually read it in English. So I wanted to share it today because I think it connects deeply to what I want to talk about today, which is why we have memorials. Why do we have a Shotsuki service like this every month? So you may come to Shotsuki service today. It may be your first time ever being here, or you may have been here countless times over countless months. You know, we read names, we offer incense, and we sit quietly. And you maybe have wondered, is this a sad event? Is it only about saying goodbye? Why do we do this every single month? And why are there so many names? Who are all these people? Or you may even recognize, why do they say the name of my mom, my dad, my bachan, my ji-chan, or even someone I've never met but only once? And so today, I want to explore why we do these, why we have these events. And I'd like to start with a question, and that is, why do we even have memorials? And I think this is a good example, as Cartoony says, how to spoil change, stew. Oops, I forgot the purpose. For a lot of us, we go through these events, we practice these rituals, but we might not exactly know what the purpose is, why we have them, why they exist. And today, that's what I want to talk about, especially for our younger folks today. So let me ask you some other questions. Have you ever had someone you love move away? Or maybe a pet that passed on? Or a grandparent you miss very, very much? And for these people who pass, what do we usually do? Well, sometimes we keep photos, we tell stories, and we may even visit a special place that they took us or where they are now residing. But why do we do that? And in essence, we do it because we don't want to forget. In Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, we have memorials because we need to remember. We need to remember the people who loved us, helped us, taught us, cooked for us, drove us to places, told us stories, and made our lives possible. In essence, a memorial is not just about the past. It's about how the people we love continue to live in us. And even more than that, memorials are a way for us to say thank you. So, to make this a little bit easier to understand, I want to share a story for Dharma School. And it's called The Parrot and the Fig Tree. Has anyone heard this one before? No? Oh. It's a pretty good one. I came across it recently, and I plan to read it to Valen soon enough. But it starts with this. Long ago, there was a little parrot who lived in a big, beautiful fig tree. Many parrots lived there together. The tree gave them everything they ever wanted. Shade in those summer months, food, shelter, and a place to rest. And the parrots were all very happy. But as time passed, the tree grew old. There was less rain every year, and the leaves started to dry up and fall. The fruit stopped growing, and the branches eventually became bare. One by one, the parrots flew away. They would say, "This tree is no good anymore. We have to find a better one. Won't you come with us?" But one little parrot stayed. And the tree asked this parrot, "Why do you not leave like the others? I can no longer provide food, shelter, or shade." And the parrot replied, "When you were strong, you gave me everything. The food I wanted, the shade I needed, and a place to call home. I cannot forget your kindness just because you are old and can no longer provide these things for me." And what the parrot didn't know was that a young boy nearby heard this conversation. And the parrot's gratitude moved this boy so much that he would travel a mile every day from his village with a bucket of water for this tree. And over time, this tree eventually would grow new leaves, bear new fruit, but this time only for the parrot who stayed behind. Does this sound familiar? Anyone? No? Well, what does this have to do with memorials? Because this is a story about parrots and trees, and today we're practicing Shotsuki, where we read names and remember our loved ones. Well, memorials are much like the parrot staying in the tree. When we gather for a service like this, we hear the names of those who've passed away during this month, either recently or long ago. We offer incense, but we're not doing this because they need something from us. The parrot stayed not because the tree was providing more, but because it wanted to show its gratitude. So when we think, why are we doing this? Why are we having memorials? Well, memorials are an opportunity for us to practice gratitude. And gratitude means remembering the kindness we have received. It means we don't only value people when they give us something. We remember their love even after things have changed. They've left us, or we've missed them for very long. When someone we love dies, we cannot see them in the same way. We can't hear their voice. We can't share meals and happy memories in the present moment. And this can make us very sad. It makes all of us sad. Last year I lost my grandmother, and for me, that was the matriarch of my family. So it was a linchpin that held a lot of us together. And it was sad and devastating to have her loss. But that love, that memory, that compassion doesn't disappear when they leave us. Instead, their love continues in us. When we cook something our grandparents taught, their memory lives with us. I remember eating popovers. It was my grandma's favorite dish. When we show kindness to someone else who showed you kindness, it's a way of living on with them. When we gather at this temple, built and cared for by others, we are still receiving that kindness. Even when we play games that remind us of times and memories we used to have. I used to play Rummy Cube. I don't know if you know what that is. If you're under 30, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But it's a really great game that I used to love playing with my grandparents. In essence, this is why we have memorials. They remind us that my life is only possible because of others and what others have done for me. When we realize this, something changes in our hearts. Instead of only experiencing the sadness of their loss, we begin to feel gratitude. We begin to understand that these memorials are not just about saying goodbye. They are also about saying hello again to our memories, to our thoughts, to the way we treat others, and the experiences we continue to share with others. There's another important reason why we have memorials, is they give us a chance to hear the Dharma here today. You know, our lives are filled with busy things. We work, we have school, we have homework, we have chores, we have so many things that distract us and keep us preoccupied. Life is busy, and we often forget to slow down and appreciate the moments we have. But when someone passes away, we are immediately confronted with their loss, and we pause. We begin to see clearly that everything is changing, even if we think it's going to last forever. Just like the tree in the story, nothing lasts forever. We will all age, we will all reach sickness, and eventually we will pass as well. And because nothing lasts forever, every moment is precious. The best advice I got from a friend at my other temple was, take a picture of your baby every day, because you will be surprised how much changes in a week. And I can tell you, every pound he puts on, every inch he grows, he looks very different than the time before. And this is a life lesson on just appreciating every day, even just viewing and experiencing it with others. For Shinran, in our Jodo Shinshu tradition, he teaches us that the kindness we receive is so great that we should try to return it with our whole lives, even to our bones become dust. And this might sound really serious and big. My bones have to literally turn to dust or break. But what he's trying to express to us is that when someone is kind to us, we don't want to forget that kindness. We want to let that kindness continue, not just in honor of them, but in honor of what we bring to others. If someone taught us to be patient, we practice patience with them. If someone showed us love, we share love with others. And if someone helped the temple, we help the temple as well. This is how we repay kindness. Not like money or a transaction, but by paying it forward. This is a really famous movie if you've ever seen it. It's very old right now. It's older than I am. But it's a whole idea is doing one act of kindness to others, and that person doing it to someone else can make the whole world a better place just by doing one thing, changing one activity. So why do we have memorials? We have memorials to remember those who cared for us, to feel gratitude for all we have received from them, to hear the Dharma here and now, to understand that life is always changing, and to carry forward that kindness of those who came before us in our present life. Just like the parrot stayed in the tree, we stay connected to those who support us when we remember them on these days. And it is through that connection our lives become deeper, kinder, and more meaningful. And with that, please join me in Gasho as I read the words of Shinran Shonin. Such is the benevolence of Amita's great compassion that we must strive to return it, even to the breaking of our bodies. Such is the benevolence of the masters and true teachers that we must endeavor to repay it, even to our bones become dust. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandabuts, namandabuts.
Please stand for the Gatha Namo Amida Butsu on page 122. Life is fair and sunlight gilds the day, and innocent smiles and flower dawn our way. A star with grateful hearts I'll say, Namo Ami Dabu. Please remain standing for the recitation Our Pledge that is an insert in the back of the service book. Our Pledge. Breaking out of my shell, I will share a warm smile and speak gentle words just like the kind Buddha. Not becoming lost in my greed, anger, and ignorance, I shall think and act with an open mind, just like the calm and peaceful Buddha. Not putting myself first, I will share in the joy and sadness of others, just like the compassionate Buddha. Realizing the gift of life I have received, I shall strive to live each day to its fullest, like the Buddha who tirelessly works to liberate all. Namo Dabuts Kasho. Namo Dabusu. Namo Dabusu. Namo Dabs. You may be seated. Are there any announcements?
The Junior YBA is hosting Mother's Day breakfast from 8:30 to 9:45 in the next week. Everybody is $10, but mothers are free. We'll be serving eggs, miso soup, rice, sausage, fruit, and a beverage. Please see me after service if you want to buy any tickets Thank you.
This is to remind everybody that the temple will be having its cultural bazaar on June 7th, and we are looking for volunteers, so please sign up downstairs in the office. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, we're from the Song of Teens, and we just like to thank everybody who
Donated to our book drive.
we got a lot of books, and we're very excited. Yeah.
Thank
Okay,
you
thank
so
you.
much.
Good morning. The DWA is going to be sponsoring a movie. It's a free movie. It's called Rental Family, and I mentioned it last week. But anyway, it's going to be the last Sunday of this month, so May 31st, and we'll start showing it at noon. So, we're going to be having a mini bowls for sale for $5, and it'll be teriyaki meatball or teriyaki tofu on rice. So I have a sign-up sheet, so if you're interested, this is in the office on the counter, and just be sure to put down your name and then how many of each kind of bowl that you want. Okay, thanks.
As everyone knows, our 100th anniversary is this year, 2026. We'll be having an Ochigo parade as part of the 100th anniversary. So that includes our young students, children dressing up. And so in order to do so, we do have to try on all of the formal wear that we do have. So we're expecting students, kids 10 and under, and that just kind of is just according to size. So as available. There will be forms that will go out soon, that will be available soon, but that's not restricted to just Dharma school students. So if you do have kids or grandkids that may also want to have participate, please just keep an eye out for the forms coming out soon. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. With this being the month that we observe Memorial Day, the temple will be making its annual visit out to the Imperial Valley to the cemeteries on Saturday, May 23rd. The temple visits the cemeteries in Calexico, El Centro, and Brawley to do memorial services. If anyone is interested in attending, there's a sign-up sheet downstairs in the office. So if you're interested, please sign up for that. And one note is, our center Onaijin, the Amida, that was a gift to our temple from the El Centro Buddhist Church. So it's another reason, the connection that we have with the Imperial Valley of remembering those who have passed away, especially out in that in the east of San Diego County. Also, since they had invited those to offer incense this morning for loved ones whose names are not on the monthly Shotsuki list, if you'd like to have your loved one's name added to this month or any other month, you could let Sensei know, or you could, let the people, our office staff know, and we can add those names to the list. Okay, thank you.
Any more announcements? No? And if you haven't had a chance to ever go out to the Imperial Valley for these memorial services, the weekend of Memorial Day, If you have a chance, if not this year, then perhaps in a future year, please go out and visit them. That they're a very important part of our history, and it's the residents of the Nikkei pioneers that still live out in the Imperial Valley. They always do very much appreciate that we come out and provide that service every year. And if you're wondering what Chigo Parade is, if you go downstairs and you look at these really long panoramic photos that we have on the wall of temple members, and you see the ministers in the front, and you see these young children in these very colorful outfits, that's the Chigo Parade. So go ahead and take a look at that, right? If there are no other announcements, what we are going to do now is we are going to dismiss the Dharma school. None of you jumped up. I'm surprised. But please walk to offer incense, oshoko, and they are dismissed to class, while the rest of us will remain here for the remainder of today's service. All right, now that the Dharma school and the Dharma school teachers and staff have been excused, we'll continue on with this morning's service. Please turn to page 96 of your service book as Reverend Sterling leads us in the reading of the Vandana and Tisarana.
Please join me from the leader line at the top. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samsambuddhassa. Homage to him, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namo Kie Butsu. Namo Kie Ho. Namo Kie So. Please join me in Gasho, where we place our palms together and recite the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandabutsu. 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 Namandabutsu.
We'll now invite Reverend Sterling back up again for the adult message for today's service. Sensei?
If you please join me in Gasho again as I read the words of our founder Shinran Shonin. Such is the benevolence of Amida's great compassion that we must strive to return it, even to the breaking of our bodies. Such is the benevolence of the masters and true teachers that we must endeavor to repay it, even to our bones becoming dust. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandabutsu. So I want to return back to this question about why we have memorials. The reason why it's so important is because every religion, even different branches of Buddhism, have a different purpose or intention behind memorials or why they exist. So if you go online and you look up what do memorials mean in Buddhism, you're going to get a whole bunch of different answers that are going to sound very different and probably things that you've never heard before. So in our Jodo Shinshu tradition, it's especially important that we understand why we have them, what purpose they serve to us. Just for context, in many Buddhist traditions, memorial services are often something that we do for the deceased, to help them, to guide them, or to transfer merit to improve their condition after death. So in many Buddhist traditions, the memorial isn't for the people that are alive, it's for the people who have already passed. It's to ensure their rebirth in a different and a better life. But in Jodo Shinshu, this is not our meaning or understanding. We do not conduct memorial services to ensure that our loved ones attain birth in the Pure Land. Through the working of Amida Buddha's wisdom and compassion, birth in the Pure Land is not dependent on us at all. It's not based on our merit, our ability, or our service to perform a good funeral service for the deceased. Instead, Amida Buddha's virtue is already fulfilled. It's already directed to us and those who have passed. For this reason, memorial services are not acts of merit-making. They're not meant for the dead. They are opportunities for the living, for us here in the Hondo, for us who continue to remember these people, to encounter the Dharma. So when we ask, why do we have memorials in Jodo Shinshu? A memorial is not a transaction. It's not a payment. It's not a spiritual favor done on behalf of someone else. Instead, it is an awakening of remembrance. It is a moment when the life of someone who has passed becomes the condition that turns us back toward the Buddha Dharma. In a Jodo Shinshu context, you can think of it like this. The deceased is the one who gives us the memorial. We do not give it to the deceased. Without that loss, we may never stop and reflect. We may never even ask ourselves, what truly matters? What is the nature of life and death? And how should I be living my life here and now? So memorials are not about changing the condition of the dead. They are about transforming and changing our hearts, the hearts of those who are still living. But this is hard. You know, in Jodo Shinshu and in all forms of Buddhism, change is really, really hard because we all suffer. In fact, in Buddhism, generally, there are 3 types of suffering that we talk about. There's the suffering of suffering, which means age, sickness, pain. This is the suffering we experience every day. We can't get over this. This is something that is inevitable. It will happen to all of us. Then there's the suffering of change. When people leave, our pets move on, our relationships crumble, or friends and family move away. This is the change that's most directed to what we're talking about today. And then lastly, there's the all-pervasive suffering, the suffering that all of us at one time will eventually come and pass. When we lose someone, we experience what Buddhism calls the suffering of change, that second one. We want things to stay the same. We want more time with those that we love. And we resist the reality that everything is impermanent. And so this change becomes something that greatly impacts who we are, how we view the world, and how we experience a moment. And the resistance to that change, the willingness to fight it and to not experience it for what it is what truly causes our suffering. In Buddhism, there's this analogy of the two arrows. How many of you guys have heard the two arrows? It's real famous. The parable of the two arrows is that at one point in your life, you will experience suffering, pain, loss. That's the first arrow. It's inevitable. You cannot prevent it. Something somewhere along the line will make you upset, will cause you anguish. And it's unavoidable, especially the pain of loss. But the second arrow, the arrow that we inflict on ourselves, is the arrow that is preventable, avoidable. This is the arrow that we add to our suffering, the pain that we add by saying, this shouldn't be happening. I cannot accept this. Why does this have to happen to me? Why does it have to happen now? That second arrow is the arrow that is optional. Okay? I had two colleagues once. One said that, pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Or to put it another way, if life gives you a cactus, you choose whether or not to sit on it. When we talk about the second arrows, the pain is inevitable. But what we do with that pain, how we handle that loss, that is where true suffering happens and is avoidable. So why do we have memorial services? Well, they help us gently put down that second arrow, to remove that second suffering. They do not ease the grief. They don't deny the sadness. Instead, they allow us to sit with reality and over time transform that grief, that loss. This is why Shinran Shonin's words are so important. He speaks of benevolence, the boundless compassion of Amida, and the guidance of the masters and true teachers. Shinran's response to this benevolence is not achievement or self-effort or discipline. Instead, he wants us to be grateful, to show gratitude for all that they have come to teach us and give to us. Like this cartoon says, don't make the same mistakes twice. Say no to reincarnation. We're challenging ourselves to not make the same mistakes twice when we have those arrows. That first one, the optional one, that will happen. But the second one is something that we can prevent. And memorials become a way for us to move past that second arrow. So today we sang a gatha, Namo Amida Butsu, which was great. Robert did an amazing job, as always. But I want to draw our attention to what this gatha actually says, because I think it captures a lot of what we're trying to do in memorials. The first verse says, when life is fair and sunlight gilds the day, when fortune smiles and flowers adorn our way, oft let us pause with grateful hearts to say, Namo Amida Butsu. If we look at this first verse, everything's great. It's peachy, it's keen, everything's amazing, life's going well. And in gratitude for that happiness, that peace, we say, Namo Amida Butsu. But the second verse is something I want to draw our attention to. It says, even though our way leads neath a darkened sky, and to our loved ones pain and death draw nigh, our tears may flow, yet trustingly we cry, Namo Amida Butsu. In the second verse, it's not pointing to everything going well. It's not bright and joyful. We're turning to a darkened sky, toward illness, separation, grief, and death. And here is where the Nembutsu becomes more difficult, and I would even say more profound. It is easy to say Namo Amida Butsu when life is going well. It's easy to be grateful, to be thankful when everything is going well for us. We get a promotion, We reminisce with friends and family. We have a party. But it's much harder to say it and to be grateful when we experience illness, aging, loss, uncertainty, and grief. In these moments, how can we reach for the Nembutsu and allow it to work on us? Because at the end of the day, the Nembutsu does not remove our suffering. It's not some magic word that prevents death, and it's not going to make life easier just by saying it. Instead, what the Nembutsu tells us and reminds us is that we are always embraced by compassion, even in our darkest moments. From our highest peaks to our lowest valleys, Amida Buddha's compassion is always there for us, extended toward us, and we don't have to do anything but listen toward it. Even the words we use during these memorial services are pointing us to this positive aspect, this gratitude. You know, when we say the word Menichi, we're talking about Life Day, the day that is the anniversary of this person who passes. It's not just about death, but it's about their life as well. When we say the word Shotsuki, we're saying in an auspicious month, something that is special, unique. And when we say Hoyo, we're saying the Dharma gathering. So this day becomes an opportunity to gather, hear the Dharma, and remember the lives of those who are no longer with us. These aren't words of despair. It isn't a sad message. They're reminding us that we have an opportunity to encounter the Dharma through remembrance. And when we remember, we learn two things. Impermanence, that everything changes. Those we love cannot remain as they are forever, and neither can we. The truth is painful, but it also makes each moment precious. And I remember a famous comedian once said, life is like a timeshare. We all can't be here at the same time. And I think that's really important. You know, impermanence is going to act on all of us at different rates. But it also reminds us of interdependence, that none of us live independently. Our lives are supported by the causes and conditions, by the parents who guide us to raise us, our teachers who tell us right from wrong, our friends who support us through times that are thick and thin, and the Sangha who is always here for us. And even strangers who allow you to cross on the freeway, get home safely, or let you cut in line when you're in a hurry. Those who've come and passed continue to live through us in our habits, our values, in our kindness, and in our memories. They don't truly leave us. This is why the Nembutsu can be understood as thank you. We say it before meals, in times of joy, in times of sorrow, at memorial services. Each time we say it, Namo Amida Butsu, we are acknowledging the countless causes and conditions that sustain us and create the people that we are today and in the future. In this sense, those who have passed do not simply disappear. They just change form. And they become a Dharma gate, a pathway that can lead us to gratitude. So at the end of the day, why do we have memorials? Why do we have these Shotsuki services? Why do we read all these names? We read them because our loved ones continue to teach us. They remind us of impermanence. They reveal our deep interconnectedness. They awaken our gratitude, and they lead us back to the Nembutsu. In joy, we should say, Namo Amida Butsu. And in sorrow, we should equally say, Namo Amida Butsu. Not because it fixes things, but because it reminds us that we are never alone, that we are always embraced, supported, and guided. To capture this, I want to share one more quote with you. This is from Reverend Taitetsu Uno. And I read this at memorials because I think it really captures why we have memorials. In this he says, cold tears of sadness. Cold tears are tears of sadness. They carry the burden of loneliness, of bleakness. Warm tears are the tears of love and compassion. They flow from the compassionate eyes of the Buddha, which have always been and will forever be focused upon me. The tears of sadness will sooner or later be transformed into the tears of joy and happiness. Over time, the Dharma can transform our grief and allow us to have those warm tears They can help us say goodbye, and they can also help us say hello. And a memory of those that we have lost, and the kindness we show unto others, in saying hello to the Dharma, and when we say the Nimbutsu. And so in closing and returning back to Shinran's words, please join me in Gasho. Such is the benevolence of Amita's great compassion, that we may strive to return it, even to the breaking of our bodies. Such is the benevolence of the masters and true teachers, that we must endeavor to repay it, even to our bones becoming dust. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much for joining us for the Shotsuki Hoyo service.
Thank you, Sensei. A very poignant Dharma message for today's theme, and in honoring loved ones who have gone on to the other shore. Here in the month of May, these Shotsuki Hoyo services are every month, the first service of every month. Growing up here in the temple, that typically wasn't the format. Shotsuki Hoyo services were held separately from the Dharma School family services. I'm very happy to see that we've integrated them into our normal Sunday services, so that the Sangha and also visitors have a chance to see this very unique but also very important part of this particular tradition of Buddhism in Jodo Shinshu, in which we're always honoring and remembering those. I think I remember this proverb. I think it comes from Chinese, though. It's the saying is, when drinking water from the well, do not forget those who dug it. So let's always remember those who came before us. Thank you, Sensei, for your sermon today. And in keeping with today's message, like Sensei said, we sing this gatha at the end of every service, Ondoksan 2, which can be found on 128 of our service books, where in the original Japanese, where we will be reading the words that are on the screen. Please be seated. And join us in closing music meditation. Like cherry blossoms are the minds that think that there is a tomorrow. But who can tell? There may be a tempest in the night. A poem by Matsuwaka Maru, age 9, who later in life became known as Shinran Shonin. Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Thank you all for attending today's service, whether you're here in the Hondo or you joined us in the live stream or will be watching us at some future time. I'd like to thank Reverend Sterling Sensei for officiating today's service, for Yukari Williams, Certified Minister's Assistant, who also helped officiate the service. While you were meditating, the incense burners just magically lit. It's all of those unseen things that are happening in the background to how the onaijin gets set up in the morning and the ringing of the kanshou. So thank you to them. To Robert for always offering us a beautiful musical accompaniment. To our tech team, who this morning was Brevin, who's now teaching Dharma school, but is now our wonderful staff over here you see in the corner. Ken and Jason. So thank you so much. And to all of you, again, thank you for coming. You are now all dismissed as well to go ahead and offer incense. Thank you. I see. For those staying for today's Howa, which is the Japanese message, please go ahead and after offering incense, make your way to the front. Yukari Williams Sensei will be offering today's Howa after incense offering. You want to say anything?
Thank you so much.
You want to say anything?
No, I'll be right back.
Okay, okay.
日本語法話を始めますので、どうぞ前の方にお願いします。 十方未尽世界の念仏の主情みそなわし摂取して捨てざれば阿弥陀と名付け立てまつる。ナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツ。皆さん、本日はようこそのお参りでございます。皆さんはお元気でいらっしゃいましたか？本日は阿弥陀様の摂取不捨のお心をただいま拝読いたしました親鸞上人様のご和賛と私自身の経験を通してお話しさせていただきます。摂取不捨とは抱き取って決して捨てないという意味でございます。阿弥陀様はこの広い世界の中の念仏する主情を念仏するものをみそなわし抱き取って決して捨てないと親鸞上人様は教えてくださいました。ちょっと待ってくださいね。これからお話しするのは、去年サンディエゴから成田へ向かう飛行機の中での出来事です。いつもは全く大丈夫なんですけれども、その時に限って離陸の際に緊張いたしました。飛行機の事故は離陸と着陸の時が一番多いということを思い出したからです。飛行機はすごい速さで滑走路を走り、エンジンの音も大きく響いていました。そしたらその時、自然にお念仏が出てまいりました。何万ダーブ、何万ダーブ。そして私は気がつかされました。たとえここでこの飛行機が離陸に失敗して命が終わるとしても、あるいは無事に飛び立って命が続こうとしても、すべては阿弥陀様にお任せしてよいのだと、そう思ったとき、私の不安はすっと和らぎました。そして飛行機は無事に離陸をいたしました。ここで一つはっきり申し上げたいことがございます。私は阿弥陀様に飛行機が無事に離陸するようにお願いしたのではありません。飛行機に乗る前からすでに私は救われていました。阿弥陀様のお救いとは、私たちに思い通りの結果を与えることではなく、いかなる状況の中にあっても決して 見捨てないというお働きでございます。親鸞上人様は、阿弥陀様は摂取不捨の仏様であると教えてくださいました。だからどうぞ皆様もお念仏の中でそのお働きを味わっていただきたいと思います。今日はどうもありがとうございました。ナマンダウツ、ナマンダウツ、ナマンダウツ、ナマンダウツ、ナマンダウツ。ありがとうございました。何か質問があったら実はこれ、今月日本に行くんですけれども、中央仏教学院っていう学校に今通信教育で通ってるんですけれども、そこの学校のテストを受けに日本に行ってきます。最後のテストです、3年時の。それで今の方はもうテストの一つなんですだから今日は皆様の前で練習させていただきました。ありがとうございますありがとうございます。